The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said on Tuesday attacks on aid workers in Gaza was unconscionable after an Israeli airstrike killed 7 people working for the aid charity World Central Kitchen.
It demonstrates yet again the urgent need for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire, the unconditional release of all hostages, and the expansion of humanitarian aid into Gaza.
The strike on the World Central Kitchen convoy killed citizens of Australia, Britain, and Poland, as well as Palestinians and a dual citizen of the United States and Canada. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Tuesday the airstrike mistakenly killed the aid workers. U.S. President Joe Biden is hosting Muslim American leaders at the White House on Tuesday night as he looks to relieve tensions over his administration's staunch backing for Israel's war in Gaza. AP correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
The past 2 years, the president's held big receptions marking Ramadan and Eid, but those plans were shelved this year amid the war. Instead, the president will meet with a small group of community leaders before a scaled-back iftar dinner to break the fast. It's the highest-profile engagement yet between the White House and the Muslim American community since the war started. Sagar Magani at the White House.
Iran warned its arch-foe Israel on Tuesday it will retaliate for an airstrike that killed 7 revolutionary guards, 2 of them generals, and destroyed its consular annex building in the Syrian capital. Israel declined to comment on Monday's strike in Damascus, which fueled Middle East tensions already inflamed by the Gaza war and violence invoking Iran-backed groups in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. This is VOA News. The presidents of the U.S. and China, Joe Biden and Xi Jinping, clashed in a telephone call on Tuesday about U.S. trade restrictions on technology in Taiwan, but they look to manage their tensions with 2 top American officials heading shortly to Beijing. The nearly 2-hour telephone conversation was the 2 leaders' first direct interaction since a summit in November in California that saw a marked thaw in tone, if not the long-term rivalry between the world's 2 largest economies. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will leave Wednesday, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken due in China in the coming weeks, officials said. The last set of children from the more than 100 students and staff who were abducted from their school in Nigeria's northwest on March 7th have returned home. Reuters correspondent Alice Rizzo has more.
Days before a deadline to pay a 1 billion naira or $767,000 ransom for their release, the army announced it had rescued all 137 hostages. Abductions at Nigerian schools were first carried out by jihadist group Boko Haram, which seized 276 students from a girls' school in Chibok in northeastern Borno state a decade ago. But since then, criminal gangs without ideological affiliation have adopted the tactic to obtain ransom money.
Reuters correspondent Alice Rizzo. Bassirou Diomaye Faye was sworn in Tuesday as Senegal's new president after Faye defeated main rival and ruling party coalition candidate Amadou Ba and won Senegal's delayed presidential election with over 54% of the vote. VOA's Nairobi bureau chief Mariama Diallo attended the ceremony in the capital Dakar and has this story.
In his first speech after the swearing-in ceremony, President Faye reassured the people who elected him that he's ready to move his country forward. In attendance, many dignitaries, including presidents of neighboring Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Ghana, Nigeria, and other high-level officials from other African nations. At 44, Diomaye Faye is the youngest man ever to be elected Senegal's president. Mariama Diallo, VOA News, Dakar, Senegal.
The Kenyan government on Tuesday urged medics to end a nationwide strike that is now dragged into a 3rd week, paralyzing health services at some public hospitals. The Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists, and Dentists Union, an umbrella body with more than 7,000 members, went on strike in mid-March over pay and working conditions. In a statement Tuesday, the government said it would meet some demands of the medics.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.